Namanda, Namanda. Good morning. First of all, I would like to thank you for attending this morning's Ekoji Buddhist Temple in-person and virtual service. The holidays are here, and during this time of year, I commonly get the question, do Buddhists celebrate Christmas? The short answer is yes, Buddhists do celebrate Christmas, but not all Buddhists. Though when Buddhists celebrate Christmas, we don't do it in a traditional Christian way. Some Buddhist followers see connections between Christmas, the birth of Jesus, and the Buddha. They see Jesus as a bodhisattva. Loosely translated in Mahayana Buddhism, a bodhisattva is a person who is able to reach nirvana, but delays doing so out of compassion in order to save suffering beings. During the holiday season, Buddhists celebrate Bodhi Day, the day when Siddhartha Gautama attained enlightenment and became a Buddha. As a side note, for many denominations of Buddhists, the equivalent of Christmas is Vesak, which celebrates the birth, enlightenment, and passing of Gautama Buddha. Alternatively, in Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, we celebrate the birth of Gautama Buddha during Hanamatsuri. Although we have our own traditions and customs that reflect our values of peace, love, and kindness, as Buddhists, we celebrate Christmas as a secular festival. During Christmas, many Buddhists, in our own way, follow some of the Western traditions. For instance, decorating their homes and trees. Some Buddhist denominations have a tradition of decorating their homes with lights, candles, and ornaments that symbolizes the Buddha's enlightenment and compassion instead of what we consider a traditional Christmas tree. They use a Bodhi tree, which represents the tree under which the Buddha attained enlightenment. Giving gifts. What you will find in various customs is that we also exchange gifts. In the Japanese custom, we give oseibo. It is a gift-giving tradition that takes place at the end of the year. The word seibo means the end of the year, and o is an added letter making the word honorific or formal. Oseibo is a way to show gratitude to those whom you feel grateful to. The gifts are typically consumable items such as beer, wine, juice, snacks, sweets, canned food, frozen food, fruits, seafood, soap, detergents, and etc. As Buddhists, we also perform acts of goodwill for others, especially those who are in need or are suffering. Similarly, we enjoy festive meals with our families and friends, sharing food and stories. Although for some Buddhists, the traditional meal consists of vegetarian dishes or foods that are considered sacred. Last of all, it is a time of year to reflect on and to be thankful for the many lessons learned throughout our life. When I was growing up, like many children at the Ekoji Buddhist Temple, I attended Dharma school, and my teacher gave us a homework assignment. The assignment was to watch a movie, A Christmas Carol. Now, if you really want to mess with the mind of a Buddhist Dharma school student, tell them that you have homework to watch A Christmas Story while they are on their school break. All of us in the class looked at each other, puzzled, wondering, what does this Christmas story have to do with Buddhism? As most of you know, A Christmas Carol is a story about Ebenezer Scrooge. a miserly and cold-hearted businessman who hates Christmas and everything it stands for. He is visited by 4 ghosts on Christmas Eve who show him his past, present, and future. These ghosts reveal to him the consequences of his actions and the value of generosity, compassion, forgiveness, and love. Even though this is a Christmas story, there are many Buddhist teachings that can be found in the story, such as the concept of interdependence. The ghost shows Scrooge how his actions have affected others, such as his clerk, Bob Cratchit, and his nephew, Fred. The wisdom of compassion. Scrooge is shown how compassion can transform one's life and the lives of others. He sees how Bob Cratchit loves his family unconditionally, even though they are poor and miserable. He also sees how Fred loves his sister, Fran, unconditionally, even though she is sickly and dependent on him. The power of forgiveness. Scrooge is shown how forgiveness can free one from resentment and anger. He sees how Bob Cratchit forgives Scrooge for mistreating him in the past. He also sees how Fred forgives Scrooge for neglecting him in the present. The joy of generosity. Like giving dana, where the person giving gets more than the recipient, Scrooge is shown how generosity can bring happiness and fulfillment. He sees how Bob Cratchit gives away everything he has to help others in need. He also sees how Fred gives away everything he has to help others in need. This assignment reminded me that we need to keep our eyes wide open, for the teachings are all around us. Further, as Buddhists, should appreciate that this is a time of year to focus on values of peace, love, kindness, and the teachings we have learned. In closing, I wish all of you a safe, healthy, and happy holiday season. May all your hopes and dreams come true until we meet again. I would like to close this talk by reading the quote from Shin Shonin. Please join me in Gassho. Although I too am within Amida's grasp, passions obstruct my eyes and I cannot see them. Nevertheless, great compassion is untiring and illumines me always. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.